Blazing black light, you know. The topic of the day again, Ferron, failure, Williams. Now, Ferron Williams lied to us as Maroons. That's when I realized, Mr. Williams, that you mean us no good and you cannot mean us no good, and you are corrupt and deceitful. You are no better than the Jamaica Labour Party criminals in Ruel Reid and Andrew Wheatley that you follow. You are no better than them. So we have to take it to stance. Clearly it is a part of the corruption game, and you have been schooling it. You went to Africa with Timothy McPherson and some Maroons, came back and told us that you had gone to Manhia Palace. You brought no artifacts. Manhia Palace is a museum. You brought nothing, no history, no culture, not even a word from the Asante Hini. We'd like to know, in the midst of all this corruption, who funded the tickets, Ferron? Was it Maroon funded? Was it funded by the palace? Was it funded by Timothy McPherson? You never went and saw the Asante Hini. You showed us pictures of the leader of opposition and the president of Ghana. Now we understand that Timothy McPherson is the banker in Germany for the leader of the opposition, the then leader of the opposition, who is now the president. You came back, not with any, you told the community you were going to show us what happened when you visit the, put up screen and tell us what happened and show us pictures of your visit to the Asante Hini. You came and the meeting was about presenting this money, this Lumi that Timothy is orchestrating. That's what you presented to us. You lied again to us. You understand me? Nothing about the visit, no connection, nothing. You have no receipts, Ferron William, for anything. You do not have a receipt book through which you do business. You understand me? On behalf of the community. You just tell us things. You said after 6th of January, you drive into the town and tell the people themselves, it's not the jail, the government didn't help you with 6th of January funding, and you had to pay for everything, and yet still end up owe how much $100,000 bill. You have not showed us any receipt. That is a crime. That is a lie, Ferron. Until you can, having been proven to be a monumental liar, until you can show us those receipts, Ferron Williams, you're a liar. You're mad. You disrespect with daddy lunch money, man. You can't trick us, man. You trick fools. Now, as it regards the cannabis industry, the same way you would have allowed Timothy McPherson and his African partners to use Maroon's indigenous status, to use our autonomy, to set up, to register a corporation that they call a bank, solar bank, in a compound, so it is tax-free with no benefit to the community. When Timothy McPherson came to me that, I said, not a problem, and if they can pump $1 million into the community and fix it, that would be our licensing. If you're opening a bank in Jamaica, you have to pay a licensing fee. So why is it Timothy McPherson's bank? You're telling us it was Maroon Bank. How is our bank? How much shares do Maroons own? What percentage? You never discussed that with us. That's a scam. Pity you're a Maroon, I can't even call Mocha upon you. But that's a scam, you criminal Ferron. It's the same way you allow Timothy to use Maroons to do his personal business on the promise of money for you. Look at the car you drive. You don't have a joke. You cannot set up bank and make the money buy a brand new Pajero for the colonel, so that when you leave, the next colonel have it. You're trying to get something for yourself personally. That's the problem. Now, when it comes to the cannabis industry, Ferron, the reality is, I can show you and present the letter where the AD program option was put to my company, Cannabis Cancer Center, that I've operated as a Maroon for over 9 years, healing cancer globally. Spoke to Richard Curry, who was at the head of pushing for this development for Maroons. Richard went to the meeting, and we came back to a compound town and kept a meeting with the young people. Had the young people register a youth group. You never did that, Ferron. You don't understand administration to no level. The youth group was awarded the development AD program. They sent Kendrick to Spain, to Colombia, to look at Colombia's indigenous farmers and their farming practices. He brought back the Colombians. Prior to that, you called the office and told them you had known nothing about its inception, but because you're the colonel, you think that everything that falls in Maroon is yours. No, sir, it's not like that. So you call them and tell them, say, you have other people you want to put on the list. They rejected that. They still sent Kendrick, and they sent him to Morocco. When the program is coming through, you tell Maroons that, oh, if it's not you, the ganja program can't work. The ganja program work without, you're a dunce, Ferron. We need you. Chuck. So what you did now, Ferron? You brought in Timeless Herbal Care. Timeless Herbal Care, I can show you the meetings I've had at their office. They've asked me to sell out Maroons. And I said, no, we are a standard dominant and Maroon benefit. Courtney Betty, you know me. I've had meetings at their offices in New Kingston. Them find them can't deal with me because me have sense. So them find you as a fool. And they have taken, they're a Jamaican company who Courtney Betty, as a former prosecutor in Canada, used to lock up people for ganja. And he has been fighting with all of his acumen. Could not get the rights to grow ganja properly in Jamaica. On the way him said, when him come and use your rights and you allow him to use the community as farmers, whoever Courtney Betty is going to sell the cannabis to, or whoever Timeless Herbal Care is going to sell the cannabis to or may process the oil, these people would have done business with you, Ferron. You are supposed to have been the broker internationally for what Maroons produce, not selling Maroons out to a Jamaican entity. And you have a bag of dunce that follow you. You're going to rap $300 US a pound for weed. Like that is no money. At $300 US an ounce, our crew get for ganja in Jamaica. And you telling the people about 300. No, you're letting Maroons be used again. Your inability. Uncle Leroy is in Canada. So many Maroons are in Canada. We are indigenous. The Canadians have indigenous peoples. Canada has run out of cannabis oil and cannabis. We don't need Courtney Betty to be selling our herb to Courtney Betty and Timeless Herbal Care for progress. Kendrick come back from his trips overseas on the AD program with straight contacts. But because we have sense, you don't want to work with young men who have sense. Not one of those who follow you can articulate themselves to any degree of respect. So you're allowing Maroons and our indigenous rights to be used. You're selling it out to Timeless Herbal Care, who is a Jamaican entity. No, they have applied for, let them work as Jamaica. How come it's them? So now we see that the AD program, we don't know what happened to it. Is that the 2 acres you're now giving to Timeless Herbal Care, sir? I'm going to call you in the United Nations, you know. And Courtney Betty know that Timeless Herbal Care is a Jamaica entity. We can call you in for criminal activity. Alright? What is this? Where is the youth development, the youth groups AD program? Is it now transferred to that 2 acres that we saw Courtney Betty them clean up and you're fencing up under a Jamaican license? We need to understand how it's going. Stop playing with the future, Ferron. Stop playing with our future. You're so ignorant of the truth of what you're supposed to be doing. You should have, a long time ago, you're supposed to contact me, contact Richie. We are in the ganja business. It's what we have been doing. We have been cannabis warriors. We would have told you, say, look, we have people right now ready to take it from us. Buy the barrel of cannabis oil. I've been healing. I was the first Jamaican to come on television years ago, before cannabis was legal, declaring categorically that I have been healing cancer as a Maroon, under my Maroon autonomy. The government couldn't stop me, still can't. Years ago, and you're running into ganja business when the letter came to my company and trying to push the other people out. I brought it to my community. I could have taken it as a personal opportunity for my company and my corporation. Nope. Gave it to the community. You take the community's things and try to make it yours and put it in your pocket. What's that, Ferron? Disgraceful. You need to be investigated like Royal Reed. We may have to change your name from Ferron Failure Williams to Ferron Royal Reed Williams.